All right, now that everybody and their mother has gone to see Spider-Man No Way Home, we'll get the Hot 10 going. Ladies and gentlemen, the Comic Book Invest Hot 10 list. Ooh, look at that book. Look at that center book. I love that cover. I love that cover. We'll talk about that in a second. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you for joining us. It is Friday night. That means not only the CBSI Hot 10 list, we also got Drunken Chat immediately following this. It is starting to get cold enough where it's feeling like Christmas here in the valley. So,
cold. What do you mean cold? Like it's getting down to like in the upper 40s?
no, like 60s if I'm lucky. It's nice. It's nice. So, much love to everybody. We've got one more week to go, basically, and then a week after that is New Year's. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you guys. New Year's Saturday night. Make sure to follow the channel. We're gonna have a bunch of New Year's stuff going on, so we can't wait for that. Tomorrow night, Modern Comic Mayhem. Make sure to tune in for that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Of course, no spoilers tonight, just because this guy hasn't seen it yet and plans on seeing it. But we will talk about some books that are probably going to get bigger because of the movie. We also got a lot of cool books. It's a very good list this week. This week the list is excellent. Got some hot 10 or some almost 10 books, and Ben's back from vacation. So how was it, brother? How was the Magical Kingdom?
Well, we didn't get to do much at Disney, but my daughter got to play at ESPN, play some soccer games down there. That was pretty awesome. It's an unbelievable facility. The grass on those fields is like golf course grass. It's just beautiful. Um, it was a good time. They did well. They won one of the three games, and then barely lost the other two. And one of them was, they lost 1-0 to last year's um, national national champion in her age bracket. And they only lost 1-0, and they lost on an own goal. So that was a tough loss, but they did well. They did really well.
Cool, good. Man. That is awesome. All right, you guys, listen, even everybody's in the chat's like, oh my God, with Spider-Man. What one thing I will say about it is that not a single person I've heard seen the movie said it was bad. Everybody says it's good. One of the best Marvel movies they've seen. So that bodes well for you, Ben. It bodes well for you. So, well, do you plan on seeing it anytime soon?
I'm either going to go tomorrow or Sunday, after my daughter's soccer game here. But
there we go.
Yep. So there will be no spoilers.
So it was funny because last week just so happened that our buddy Drew at Wanted Comics was in your area, and we got pictures of you two hanging out. Like, what are the odds on that? And then I get a call from Drew today, and he said the same thing you said to me. He goes, "Hey, just heads up, I'm with my kid. He's in the car. We're going to see Spider-Man. No freaking spoilers. I don't want any spoilers." So, and shout out to everybody. It's the first time on Flipside where there'll be no spoilers. It's the first time. So, we got a lot of good books for you guys tonight. We are going to start with the almost 10. Books to just kind of get it started. Some weird books, some books that you don't normally see sell, and just some newer things. So let's get into it. Starting with a book that I remember when it came out. I think I was like 15 or 16 years old. And this book was hot from the get-go. I remember this book selling, the series selling, first like 4 issues of the series. The series is called Black Hole. It's from the 90s, 95-ish. done by independent. I think it was Fantagraphics. And let me bring up some stuff about this, because a lot of people don't know about this series, and this is an amazing series. These books, very hard to find these books in back issue bins. People just love these books. It was started out on Kitchen Sink Press. The first 4 issues were on Kitchen Sink Press, and then Kitchen Sink Press went out of business, so Fantagraphics republished it. It's a famous series by Charles Burns. It's been in quite a few movies and Easter eggs and things, but basically what it is story about a bunch of teenagers that it's kind of like X-Men, sexual escapades of teenagers and X-Men. It's about a bunch of teenagers that that there's a sexually transmitted disease that when you pass it around has people have these weird effects happen to them. One chick grows a tail, one person will have this happen. It's kind of like mutants and stuff. And basically that's the tale, and it's young kids. And then unfortunately towards the end it gets like a really like school shooting-ish. So this book was talked about, and it was kind of like that forbidden fruit for a while. People talk about this book a lot. And it must, what did you see it a sale for this recently or something?
Yeah. There was a $50 sale, raw, but I didn't, I didn't know, I didn't never even heard of this, so I didn't really know much about, the super small indies back in the '90s.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was a really weird tale. Been a lot. It's influenced a lot of creators throughout the years. It's one of those weird books that people don't really know about, but tough to find. And those first 4 issues I know are really tough to find. So, all right, on to the next one. I think we had this one on the list not too long ago. It was on something that we talked about, Savage Dragon 233, the famous Bald is Beautiful cover. What'd you see with this one?
Again, another $50 raw sale. These were not that high. They were probably about 20 or 30. But these are pretty tough to find. It's a very, very odd cover for sure, but
be on the lookout. Look for
that.
How often are people looking in Savage Dragon though?
I'll be honest. I started looking for Savage Dragon stuff only because it's now pushing it, to be like the second longest running independent title ever. Nobody buys it.
Yeah.
So the print runs are just microscopic on these things.
Yeah.
But Larson keeps sending them out, right?
Yeah, he's got a job. He's got a position over there.
I guess
nobody's telling him that he can't do anything. That's for damn sure. Savage Dragon. I used to collect Savage Dragon. I used to be a big fan of Savage Dragon, and
that's awesome.
I haven't read it in years. All right, on to the next one. This one's really cool. Strange Academy 14, newest issue of Strange Academy. This one I actually read. I really liked it. Really cool, like future fast forward type thing going on. I love that character, that zombie girl character. I love the cover. Just this. I'm not a fan of Ramos all the time, but when he does hit, it's great. And this is one of them. And this is just the regular 8 cover to this, right? I think there was a Todd Knock cover that was kind of cheesy, but
character
this
spotlight.
One, yeah.
Was it that big huge face that takes up the entire cut? What is up with those?
Those are
terrible. I don't understand those at all.
Yeah,
caught a lot of people by surprise though. In the guts, you got first full gas lamp, and we got a little information early. We talked about it, and I went to go see if I could get more, and they were already gone. So our community was sharp on it. This is before New Comic Book Day, so shout out to the community.
So what's up with this zombie looking Medusa looking chick?
That power just kind of manifested itself recently. She used her power to do something, and it changed her all of a sudden.
She's like she's got like venom arms, and
she's almost got that Dia de los Muertos look to her too.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
she
And
looked
almost
great.
like what's the movie with the Jack Halloween and all that stuff? The Skeleton Jack or whatever.
Oh, Jack Skellington.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that too a little bit, like his girlfriend or whatever.
It's got a lot going on inside. I mean, it's basically like Brian was saying. The story arc is centered around Dormammu, the little guy. What's his name? Doyle.
Yeah.
And you know, he takes a glimpse in the future, and then the future of those characters come back through a portal, and basically, I don't know. I don't want to spoil it too much, but
It gets kind of stuck there. Yeah.
it gets kind of stuck, and then boom, get to the second half of the story, and you see in about 8 panels Gaslamp, and he's a creepy looking dude, and he's got 2 little buddies that are even creepier.
Yeah.
And that was really exciting. So
yeah.
This is not the worst Ramos cover though.
It's great. It's awesome. Ramos has been awesome with the Strange Academy stuff. Patrick M says Jim Chung's taking over the headshot variants from Todd Knock, which is very interesting. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I used to like Todd Knock a lot, but I got so tired of his headshot covers that I'm just not a big fan anymore. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm a huge fan of Jim Chung, though. I'm looking forward to that.
Brian, remember it was Mike McCone? And they were always like 1 in 10s, and then it went to
Todd Knock, right?
Todd Knock, and then the Strange Academy run, instead of the 1 in 10 headshots, are doing open to order character spotlights, but they just show typically the upper torso and the head. I think there's a few where they actually show the whole body, but definitely a weird cover. And that one was sold out everywhere. But this is what Ramos has been hit or miss, but he's been really good on this run. Yeah, really good.
What is this one selling for right now in secondary?
10 to 15. So not bad for a book that just came out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would suspect with it being all black on those.
Ooh, tough.
It might be a little tough. I don't know what the back looks like, but this one might be a little bit tougher on a grade.
This is such a great series. This is one of those series that I'm really, really excited about for the future.
Plus, you can get them all cheap right now, and this seems like a really good hedge for the future, for future content.
Yeah. So. Yeah, you should be buying copies of Strange Academy, that's for sure, especially when there's first appearances. This is one to definitely buy, pick up, and put a couple away. All right, next book on the Almost 10, a beautiful Art Adams variant cover for Young Allies #6. Now, Marvel did Young Allies a couple of times back in the 40s, I believe. It was an early Marvel book that they did. And I don't know if that has anything to do with this series at all, or if there's any reason why they called it the same. But this one is a beautiful Art Adams variant. And Art Adams, he's another one that people just love or hate. And I love me some Art Adams covers, man.
I mean, this one's been sought after for a while, but there was and it doesn't come up for sale really that often, especially because it's only like a 1 in 15, so it's not like it's super, or shouldn't be super scarce, but it is. But there was a raw sale that had a tear, and it sold for $650 raw.
What?
With it? Yeah, $650 raw with a tear. So.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. So I was like, I think I probably should throw this on the Almost 10 because that's enormous.
Wow. That is amazing. Yeah. I'm hoping I have this one. I'm gonna have to go look through my Art Adams books now. All right. This next one is kind of interesting. It's, I think, the one that people forget about this book, or forget about the Star Wars Galaxy Edge stuff. This is Star Wars Galaxy Edge #4, the Stacey Lee 1 in 25 variant. What's going on with this?
$175 raw. I mean, obviously, if it's got Afra.
It's a nice one too. It's a nice
one. Yeah. And yeah, I don't think. I think these honestly, I think these Galaxy's Edge books were not heavily ordered for Star Wars books at all. This was a #4, which makes it even much lower than like a 1 or a 2. So There's
Yeah.
probably not many of these out there, to be honest.
Yeah, a lot of people picking up those Galaxy Edge variants. A lot of smart collectors have been picking up those Galaxy Edge variants for a while now. So, 175 raw, you said? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty high.
Cover Lover says when Afra fever hits the general population is going to hit hard. Yeah, it is. I want a real quick shout out to everybody. 119 live. Thanks for hanging out with us. You guys see a lot of great community members here. Shout out to Brett Hess Art, Wonderworld Comics, Justin Shannon, AOA, Patrick M, Ferdbird the Nerd. Shout out to Blue Green Artifacts, Cover Lover, Will Miranda, Nate 138th. Noah Burke. I see a lot of people in here. Thanks for hanging out, guys. GT Key Comics.
Thorough.
Let's get into it. Keep it thorough. This one is an interesting one. Women of Marvel, #1. And I don't remember this book at all.
I didn't remember it either. And then I saw it and I thought, well, that's got to be a variant, right? And nope, it's not. It's just the regular old cover.
Yeah.
And then I thought, well, it has that, it looks like, it's got that steampunk, vibe or whatever, which is kind of cool. But I wouldn't have thought, I only noticed it because it had a $90 sale. I don't think I've ever tried to look for this book.
I had no idea about this book. I know about the Women of Marvel stuff, the variants.
Part of the legacy, right, Brian?
Yeah. What's that?
Is it part of the legacy? 2017 legacy? Marvel
I don't
legacy?
know. I'm not sure. They did a Women of Marvel run where they did a bunch of different Women of Marvel variants. I think there was an X-23 one. There was a Jean Grey one. I think they were like a white backgrounds. And I think they might have even did it again where they did like 25th anniversary of all the chicks around the cover of all the Women of Marvel around the cover. And in the middle was one. It's kind of like a take on the 25th anniversary homages.
I have a 1 in 25 that you're describing almost like to the T, but it has all the next gen women. So it has a Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. It has Moon Girl, Luna Lafayette, and so on and so forth.
Yep.
So, pretty cool.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Good stuff. What'd you say this sold for, Ben?
$90 plus. So it was like 92 or something like that. Yeah.
They also did a magazine style Women of Marvel thing back in the day too that has a totally different cover. I think it's got like Miss Marvel on it and some other stuff.
Yeah, this is from 2010, so this is pretty old. I mean, it's not like this is new or anything like that. This is way, way, way back.
Yeah. All right. Shout out Drunken Chat. He says, "Love you guys. About to get the up out of work. See y'all in a bit." Which means, ladies and gentlemen, Drunken Chat immediately following the Hot 10. Make sure to jump on over to the Mighty Mel V channel. It's going to be a lot of fun over there.
Real quick, Brian, I just checked it out. It says it's not a variant. It's just under 10,000 ordered. Wow.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. Just a regular cover. That's pretty crazy.
Cool.
All right. On to the next one. This one is badass right here. This is so cool. You guys know I love G.I. Joe. I love the Vipers. And this is a really cool take on the Vipers. This is G.I. Joe 15, the Tommy Lee Edwards 1 in 10 variant. Super cool. Almost Kevin Eastman-esque.
It does look Kevin Eastman.
Good call.
And it looks just like a kind of reverse sketch where it's just it's just all ink.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think honestly, I think a lot of these GI Joes from that IDW run, there are a lot of really good variants that are way overlooked. They are not easy. Some of them are not easy to find. This one apparently is one of those that's not that easy to find because it was a $45 sale for a VF Plus copy.
Oof.
So
probably a very tough 9.8 on this one.
Yeah, it is all black, and if I remember right, a lot of these GI Joes have that weird paper on the covers. Is kind of a strange, like it's a little bit thicker of a stock, and it's got but I think it attracts fingerprints really bad too. So,
yeah, beautiful book. Love to
yeah.
find this book. Again, be keeping an eye on those GI Joe variants. GI Joe variants, GI Joe variants are like they're like its own little thing. You know what I mean? To always look for GI Joe variants. That He-Man variants. Some of those books you just find variants of them. Just buy them if they're cheap.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I mean, in general, these IDW, I mean, just across the board. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, I'm not into Transformers comics or anything, but man, there's a lot of these Transformers variants that, I mean, you just don't ever see. I mean, ever. And the same thing with some of these GI Joe books. I mean, I think a lot of people I mean, you see what happens when people finally did see some of these, like that Purple Rain. I mean, once people, oh gosh, I got to get that, and then they realized they couldn't get it. All of a sudden, it was $1,000 book, and it's like, oh, huh. So,
well, I'm really stoked with what we're gonna see with GI Joe stuff coming up. Hopefully, it'll shine some more light on some of these older ones. But yeah, don't sleep on these. And I love this. Patrick M says, I went to school with Tommy Lee Edwards. Wait a sec, I'm not Dennis. And then Dennis chimes in. I went to school with Tommy. I have his first self-published book to pay for college. I want that book, Dennis. Hook it up. No, I'm just joking. I love those self-published type things, man. Eric Larson did one. Of course, the Tales from the Lantern one is the crazy one to get. There's a lot of those self-published things. I think there's a self-published Frank Miller thing too, from back in the day or something like that.
wow.
Anyways, yeah. All right. This next almost 10 is an interesting one, and it's a bummer that we got some news from him recently, and that is George Perez. I'll say it right. Everybody says Perez, but I think it said Perez, but we'll say it either way tonight. And his books have been flying on the Signature Series end of stuff. So, people are putting up some of the stuff. I think people would wanting to hold on to it for a little bit, but yeah, I can see people buying it, and he's not gone yet. So give him his flowers while he's here. Hell yeah, buy his books. They're worth it. I know. I've talked about getting his autograph, and his autograph on all my George Perez books were a major reason I got back into comics. And he's got a great autograph.
That was a good choice on that one.
I love it.
That with that white, that looks. I'm not really a big Signature Series fan, but on books like that where it's not like a key or anything like that, and the signature looks right.
Yep.
That's where I think those autographs fit.
Yeah. And then of course everybody loves the head sketch from George Perez, and this is what they mostly all look like. These are the sketches that he does for super cheap, and just ask you if you could throw some extra money into the Heroes Fund, and he usually walks out of that place with a grip of cash in that bucket for all the artists out there. So he's been doing God's work for the artists for a while now. So yeah, another one of the great placements of an autograph on the Teen Titans 44 Judas Contract stuff. Just really beautiful. So I have a lot of books signed by him. A lot of books. Love those books. What are we seeing? Just a complete run on all this stuff right now?
Yeah. I mean, just people just buying them. I mean, I think whenever, I mean, especially the way his post was kind of, he's basically kind of given, which is, I mean, I guess in some ways is nice that he can actually say goodbye. But yeah, I mean, it's, it just gives a,
Yep.
kind of, I know that people try and capitalize on that and stuff like that, but it definitely makes it more real to know that, hey, he's not going to be around much longer. So
yeah. Yep. Well, we can all say fuck cancer in unison and continue to give people their flowers before they're gone when we can. So,
Yeah.
good stuff. All right, this one is really interesting, almost 10 book. A book that I had to do a little searching on. This is the Monster Matinee trade paperback. And for those of you guys don't know, this is a Brian Pulido book that he did for Chaos Comics back in the day. All you Coffin Comics fans and Brian Pulido fans out there. The trade paperback is what Ben, I guess you saw a sale on it recently.
Yeah, so you can pick up it's like a 3 or
Yeah.
4 issue miniseries or something like that.
Yeah,
Um,
here's the first issue. It came out in '97, and it was written by Forrest J. Ackerman, who was the Monster Matinee, the original Monster guy, back in the '50s and stuff. And he wrote the 3 issues. There is a variant for issue 1, I think. For some reason,
and
I thought.
yeah, and these are, I mean, and the regular books are great covers too, but they only sell for like $3. I mean,
Yeah.
you can buy the regular issues for like $2 or $3. So, but I didn't even know that this trade paperback one. I didn't know they did trade paperbacks for Chaos way back in the day, but I guess they did. But it's got a totally different cover than any of the 3 other issues. And I guess this
Cool.
is it's pretty cool. And I couldn't find any for sale. I saw one sale for $35, which I think actually it had a big crease on it as well. So it wasn't like super high grade or anything like that. But I just thought it was a like really interesting cover, and I didn't know it.
Beautiful.
I
Yeah.
knew nothing about it.
Yep. Those are my favorite things, man. Those are my favorite things. I know people love stuff like that too. That's why the Almost 10 is so popular. And what did you say did it sell?
Yeah, it sold for 35.
Not bad.
Yeah. It looked like it was a little bit larger than a comic size for the trade paperback. Because it had this picture, but then around the outside it was it was wider. So like this comic cover had black border all around the outside. So it's just a little bit different.
Yeah, it's badass. Super dope.
Really
All
cool.
right. Let's get into, we got a couple more here, almost 10 books. Not to get too spoilerific on SpiderMan. We're not going to do that to you guys tonight, but this isn't anything crazy. We've talked about this book before. This is the What If number 113. What if Iron Man became Sorcerer Supreme? And I think why this is important, and we've talked about it before. As a matter of fact, shout out, I think Decor brought it up on his IG recently also, that this is kind of where you get that tech that you see in No Way Home with Spidey, with Peter, having the incantations, being able to do the incantations. It's like a Stark tech, and that's where it comes from in this book. Tony Stark, instead of learning the incantations to do with his hands and stuff, he just put him into a tech thing that would just do the incantations for him, and he could do them instantly. So this is a kind of a cool book, but it takes us to a couple more books because we all saw the dark Doctor Strange in What If, the TV series, and it seems like we might be getting that in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. And so you're starting to see maybe some movement on these books, Richie.
Yeah, I mean, I have a full theory. If you guys want more detail, tune into us, me and Brian tomorrow on Modern Comic Mayhem. But just like a footnote version. So Doctor Strange 2, linked to this. This is the first appearance in the guts of the Necromancer Doctor Strange. 47 is the first cover appearance for that character. Shout out to Nico for that. Long story short, highly rumored. I put this on my Twitter about a week ago. highly rumored that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 High Evolutionary will be the villain, or at least one of the villains. High Evolutionary created Counter Earth. That's basically where he lives and does his dirty work, so on and so forth. Necromancer is from Counter Earth. Okay. So Counter Earth, Necromancer, what we're hearing in previews and leaks and what have you, you have an evil version of Doctor Strange. Now, I understand people are gravitating towards What If number 18. Nothing wrong with that book, but that's a disciple of Dormammu. I'm talking specifically Necromancer, linked specifically to Counter Earth, which is linked to straight to High Evolutionary. And if High Evolutionary shows up in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, we possibly could see Necromancer in the MCU, that version.
Yeah.
And it's in 616 continuity. Just to let you know, it's not out of continuity.
So as AOA says, tune in to the same flip time, same flip channel. Amen. Tomorrow night on Comic Man.
Try to do that the best without like
appreciate every 160 live. Thank you guys for hanging out. Before we get into the rest of the list, I want to remind everybody immediately following this Mighty Mel V channel. You can see it's Drunken Chat Son. Going to be a lot of fun over there. Also, shout out to Comic Barricade and Card Stopper. Make sure you guys go check out Comic Barricade and Card Stopper. Use the code word Flipside for 10% off. Must needed this time of year. Great presents. All right, let's get into the list here, starting with the Golden Age book of the week, Mystic 18. Now, this is Mystic 18 from the 1951 series. During the time the Cold War scare, as you guys can see. Creepy book with an even kind of creepier backstory or fear the Russians type thing. What's going on with this, Ben?
Yeah, so a 4.5 sold this week for $22.50. Last month a 7.0 sold for $38.50. There's not a whole lot of sales on this, so those are really big sales. I made mention on comicbookinvest.com that somebody bought a 5.0 copy in 2004 for $82. So yeah, so good for them. they win the steal of the century apparently for $82.
Jesus.
Yeah, I sometimes wonder, like, if did I have, because I wasn't really buying comics in 2004. I that was like in the I wasn't collecting anything period. So I just wonder if I were buying them back then, if I would have thought, oh, $82 is, I mean, that seemed even, I think my mind would have said that I got to buy this for $82, right?
It's a totally different world right now, man. It is a totally different world. It is so crazy. I was talking to a friend the other day, and he's a car, works for a car dealership, and we were just talking, and I'm like, dude, he's like, what's going on with the comics and stuff? I'm like, dude, you have no idea. It's crazy right now. He goes, yeah, I know how crazy it is. And I'm like, yeah, you do know how crazy it is in the car world. It's just that crazy in comics right now. The prices for comics are otherworldly. And a lot of us, even in comics, never thought we'd see some of these prices that some of these books are, realizing. So,
no, this is definitely a cool. It's a pretty cool cover. I think it's very dated to that time period, which I think is cool.
it's history.
I actually, I like it. I don't, even if it's probably not, the most kosher of covers.
It shows history, man.
Yeah,
we can't forget that stuff. It happened, Fred Bird the Nerd said sport cards are too much money. I hope so. Let's get into the next golden age, or the next honorable mention book this week. A book that is starting to see some love, because everybody's starting to hope that we're going to see a Kingpin Spidey thing. And we're getting more Kingpin as the shows go by. So here we go. First appearance of Kingpin, Amazing Spider-Man 50 in the list this week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to spoil because I haven't seen Spider-Man, so there's no spoilers for Spider-Man. But obviously, with Hawkeye, I finally sat down last night with my wife and daughter, and we watched Hawkeye, the last
Nice.
2 episodes that we were behind on, and even my daughter was like, "Oh, that's Kingpin, right?" I was like, "Yeah, it is." I was like, "It's pretty cool." Um,
I
but
love this
yeah,
cover. Such an iconic cover. And Wonder World Comics says I'm loving 51 more. I love 51 too, but this, I think you go with the iconic. This is that perfect storm. You go with the iconic cover, first appearance, and great character at the same time. This is one of those perfect storms.
yeah, and it because it's 50. I mean, that's pretty much like even for me, I was never like a huge Silver Age, buyer, but I was always told you want Spider-Man 50 and below. Anything 50 and below is good in Spider-Man. So it kind of just, has that cutoff right there at 50.
Yeah, yeah, good stuff. What is this selling for right now?
Basically, it's kind of, I didn't put anything specific, but it's basically hitting like all-time highs
Oh yeah.
in many, many different grades. Obviously, this is a book you find from 0.5 all the way up to the 9. So, but yeah, it was pretty much all-time highs, which is unsurprising. Um, but
Killer book. I wish I owned one.
yeah,
Wish
me
I owned
too.
one.
Me too.
All right. Now let's get into the rest of the list. Ladies and gentlemen, the top 10. Number 10 this week, Star Wars Crimson Reign, number 1, the 1 in 50. And this is where this book belongs. This book, the CBSI writers did a great job last week, but I really think that this book should have been in the 10 spot last week. I think people are going a little crazy over the Shizor stuff. I know a lot of people are saying that there's a bunch of first appearances in here, but I don't think it is as big as a book as it should be. Now, here's the question. Let's take a look at what it's selling for. Let me bring up some prices on eBay here. But of course, this book also has that Shizor mention in it, and that can't be the only reason why people are going crazy for it.
Yeah, obviously I was out last week, so
Yeah.
I don't know what this book is, as far as first appearances. But I did see that it was selling higher this week than it was last week.
Yeah.
For sure.
So we got a 117, it looks like. 150 best offer. So, it is seeing, we saw like a $89 sale, an $89 sale last week. So it has gone up a little bit. We'll see. I like this cover so much more than the 1 in 50. This right here is the best cover of the bunch. The Raza cover C is just beautiful.
Totally agree.
Knights of Ren, great book. But yeah, number 10 on the list. I'm okay with that. I think that's a good place for this book. So yeah, I like it at number 10. And it's got a great cover showing all the characters, so that's a good thing.
So help me understand. Besides the obvious, Vader, Leia, Luke, Afra, who are these other characters?
This is Death Stick on the right with the mask on and the purple.
Death Stick?
I think her name is Death Stick, right? Death Stick.
Yeah.
Her first appearance was recently. It was in the either Bounty Hunters run or one of the Star Afra run or one of those.
She looks like she jumped right out of Mortal Kombat.
issue 7 or something like that. She was on the cover, I think, or something. I don't know. Afra, I don't know these two characters, but I think the one in the middle, the woman, is new. That's the new one, right? She's new because she seems like she was spotlighted on a few covers.
Drunken Wookie is the guy who I went to see about this. I also talked to shout out to the Star Wars the Dark Side show. I talked to them about this book, asking, hey, what's going on with this? Is this something? Is this a big book? What's the deal here? Let me see if I can find here where I was looking, but I went to also that Drunken Wookie page, and who's doing a good job putting some information together.
See, Brian, Tacos.
Yeah, that's my buddy.
Says that girl is Kira.
Yeah, that's my buddy. He knows.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He knows a lot about Star Wars. So
that's what I was asking, if it was that Emilia Clarke character.
Okay.
Because it kind of looked like it, but I wasn't 100% sure.
Okay. Well, the only first appearances that I know that are in here is that they show that one sister character, the chick with the white dreads. But everybody's talking about the Shizor thing, where she says to Shizor's second in command, tell Shizor or whatever. And it's like, I can see why that would make Shadows of the Empire #1 go crazy, but I don't see a reason for this book to go crazy. We didn't talk about it on any of the shows on the channel. I didn't see anybody else talk about anything other than the Star Wars show who talks about it for Star Wars. It was a number 10 book is where it should have been, and it's perfect this week. I think it's a great place this week. So, all right, number 9 on the list this week is a book that probably should have been on the list last week too. So it still is just as hot this week, and that is the Amazing Spider-Man number 10 from, what is this, like 2016 or something like that. This is the first appearance of Spider-Punk, and that Into the Spider-Verse 2 trailer was so fire. Everybody was talking about it last week, and I think the character that we didn't talk about much last week that we should have was Spider-Punk. I think Spider-Punk is a standout character in that Into the Spider-Verse stuff.
Yeah, this is one that I probably should have been buying more often. I think I don't know, I'm not even sure if I have a copy of it at all, to be honest.
You can still get them for pretty cheap. They're not selling for anything crazy.
No,
I mean, affordable.
Yeah, I mean they're up to 30 to 40.
Raw, yeah.
But when you really think about it, I mean 30 to 40 for a major, if he becomes this major spider character, is, I mean, that's nothing. I mean, that's
and he will, I guarantee it.
Yeah, I think Spider-Verse 2 is just, I think more people are looking. I'm amazed that the buzz around this Spider-Man movie, because I didn't really feel that the last what was it, Far From Home, was that the second one? There's a lot of homes, so I'm just getting
Far From Home is the second
Far
one,
From Home was the second one, right?
Yeah,
there was that one didn't. Yeah, that one didn't even feel like it really had, like, some crazy build up to it, but this one does, and Into the Spider-Verse 2 does, for sure. So I would, if I see these for 30 or 40, I think I'm going to probably buy them.
Yes.
Did you check the Delato? That's probably the one that's going nuts.
The last I saw a 9.8 sold for almost 1,000, I think.
Oh, wow.
Sean Bigleg sold one on his charity auction for like 700, I think, or something like that. Something crazy.
Here's a cover. It's flying under the radar. It's a 1 in 10. Shout out to Mighty Mel V. Him and I both invested in these Ultimate Spider-Man Web Warrior covers. They're not the greatest, but you got Miles on the front, and it's a 1 in 10.
Nice.
Is Spider-Punk on the Delato cover?
I don't think so. I listed one today. I took a picture of one and I was looking at it. I was like, is he on here? And I was also looking for SpiderMan, because SpiderMan has the what do you call that? The bracelet or whatever for his powers. And there is one spider character on the cover that has a mohawk and it has this hair down here, but I don't think that's him. He just has those, spikes.
Yeah.
And his first action figure cover, I think, if you guys are into action figure covers, it should be Spider-Verse 1 from 2019. Double check that, but that's the first time I ever seen
Just
it.
buy any of his covers. He's got a couple covers. Buy them all. Just buy them. You can find them for cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. James says Web Warriors 1 and 10 animation variants for 8 through 14. I pick them up every time I see them. Yep. Yeah. Very cool. Cool series. Great book. Looking forward to it. All right. Number 8 on the list this week, Star Wars The High Republic Adventures. This is the online exclusive for the 2021 annual. Yeah, I didn't really like this when I saw it. And I'm surprised it's going for as much as it's going for.
Yeah, I was shocked. I miss out on a lot of these IDW online exclusives. I like that they do them. I wish Marvel or DC or Image would do more of these online exclusives. I think they're kind of cool. They give the general public a chance to get something that they can't. I just like the idea of them. Is there something specific in this book? Is there a first appearance in this book?
Yeah, it's the first full appearance of Bel Zetavar, Jedi Padawan, and then also
is that this character right here on the cover?
No, I think it's on the I believe it's on the regular cover. The cover A, I think. Yeah, I don't know. Tacos and Comics, if you're still in there, answer that question for him. But I'm pretty sure that I don't know. He can answer it better. He's a Star Wars genius. I always thought it was on cover A. So
yeah, I do. I saw Dennis's comment. I don't know why IDW has to put these massive logos on their convention. I mean, it's just huge. Now, this picture right here is the one that I use as well, but I think in the actual book, it's actually up in the glass area, like over the dude's shoulder on the right hand side of the book is where that diamond is.
Okay.
But either way, it's still, I mean, it's the same size, but it's just so big. I just don't know why they put it. I mean, if they're going to put it on there, hey, put it on the entire back cover. Make it the size of the whole back of the book if you want to do that.
There's a couple of books on the list this week that did this same thing.
Yeah, I just don't understand
it like that.
Yeah, I don't understand the point of it, but
it's kind of retrospective in the sense of 80s kind of.
Oh yeah, it looks like something from Saved by the Bell or something like that.
Yeah, good call.
But yeah, this is $100 book right now. So I think the buy-in was only $10. So maybe $20.
Wonderworld says, why did they lose the Star Wars license again? I don't know. It's sad because the High Republic Adventures was better than the High Republic series, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a bummer. IDW is also about to lose G.I. Joe and Transformers too. So they better hope that they keep Ninja Turtles. $100 book.
But they're just being bought out, right? I mean, is somebody just buying IDW?
I don't think so. I don't think so. People are trying to. There was a rumor that somebody was trying to buy Dark Horse, but I don't think IDW is being bought out. I think they're just losing titles. They're losing the licenses. All right, this next book is probably my favorite cover, my second favorite cover on the list. And if the Bad Idea book wasn't on this list, I would talk about this cover like it was so amazing, but they ruined it also. Number 7 this week, Miles Morales, Spider-Man. This is the number 33, 1 in 25 variant. And if that Beyond logo wasn't there, this book would be 10 times better. Just get rid of that stupid Beyond logo. Matter of fact, take the 10 years and the Beyond off there, and boom, this cover is a masterpiece. Beautiful.
Is that the actual? I mean, where's the barcode on this?
Great question.
Like on the actual book. I mean, this is probably like the
This is a 1 in 25, correct?
Yeah,
correct. 1 in 25. But it looks like it's straight out of the Into the Spider-Verse movie, right? I mean, this looks exactly like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. Miles Morales Spider-Man number 33, right?
Yeah, I don't understand I saw the stupid costume. I'm not like a huge fan of the costume
Yeah, I don't like the
myself,
pink. I don't like the pink.
but
That's how it looks. There is
Yeah.
no barcode on this one.
Wow.
This
Cool.
is
Oh.
33C. Here's 33B. Let me show you. 33B is nice too. It's got it's the villains cover.
Yes.
It's
yes.
really dope, man. Look at that.
Yeah, I snagged a couple of those.
So it doesn't have the barcode on the
No.
33C?
No, it doesn't have it. This is it. This is the My Comic Shop. My Comic Shop usually shows the actual book.
That's the because it says pre-publication image subject to change.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's not the.
All right.
Bash says the barcode's on the bottom right.
Okay. All right, I'm cool with that. I don't. Man, they're good at messing up covers. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Great book. What's
Perfect
going on
timing
with it?
too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah. So this one's selling for about 40, which is not way out of range.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if anything major's going on inside this book. If there is, then that might be a definite buy if there is something inside of it.
Unfortunately, I haven't read it yet, so I couldn't answer that question.
Yeah, that Beyond logo has messed up a bunch of covers lately. That's for sure.
Richie, I need your information on which one, what looks like on the inside, because I don't buy new books, so I have no idea.
Yeah, it's my fault. I didn't order this. I hated the pink, and then all of a sudden I took a second look at it or third look at it, and I was like, man, that looks exactly like the trailer I just saw. I should have bought that.
So there is no 10-year and no Beyond on the cover, just the barcode bottom right, no 10-year, no Beyond. Wow.
You should be able to see that on eBay, you should be able to pull it up on eBay, and see what it actually looks like.
I mean, like I said, I haven't read it, but just reading between the lines, I think if something was going on the inside, we would have found out. I think the cover B would have been sold out already. I think this is strictly based on the fact that cover is a cool cover, but the trailer just dropped and it looks like it's part of, you know what I mean? Part of
that is beautiful. That is gorgeous. Even with the bottom right, I like it. I like how they if you look in this one, the Miles Morales Spider-Man is kind of off to the right. They centered it here. This is awesome. So good. Yeah. So much better. If they just got rid of the barcode and just put the Marvel 33 there, variant edition, ooh. That is a great cover right there. Gorgeous. It would look great for autographs. Get a little sketch remark up here in like pink or blue, or get, a yellow sketch down here. Man, this is a great book. I love this book. Killer book. Great cover.
Brian's going to go buy him one.
Yep, here's the back. There's the back for those that want to see it.
Ben, Immortal Idiots is usually pretty sharp about guts of books, and he said nothing happens in all caps. So
okay,
bummer.
I trust him.
Bummer, man. Killer book. Good. I'm gonna buy me one. All right, number 6 on the list. We talked Dan Parent recently, and Dan Parent is back. This time with the Holiday Fever, Archie's Holiday Magic Special number 1, the Dan Parent variant, number to 250. Yeah, I can see why people are going crazy for this.
Yeah, this was I think from Virginia Comic-Con, I think, or whatever, that they sell these Archie books like over and over and over again, and they always limit them to like 250, and they always sell, and they always sell for way more than what the buy-in is. This one's selling for like 80 to 90, and I think the buy-in was like, I don't know, 25 or 30 or something like that. I think, honestly, you just should buy them every time they come out.
Yep.
I mean, it's easy money. I wish they would reset Archie instead of being high school, reset it as college because it still feels weird to me.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's just weird. It's always been weird, but it's even more weird now. Like it needs to not be set in high school.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. It is weird. What did you say it's selling for?
80 to 90. And JJ, these are always sold online. I don't know what the website is called, but it's like Virginia Comic Con or something like that. Uh, um, yeah, so I don't know I don't know what the website itself is called, but that's where these always pop up. I don't know if Dan Parent just has something specific with Virginia Comic Con, but
Yeah. Well, before we get into the rest of the list, I want to give a quick shout out to Wanted Comics Big Clutch. They are out at the Comic Con Revolution in Ontario, California. So make sure you guys, if you're in the area, stop by, say hello to those guys. I think you'll be able to see Big Leg out there. I don't know, Rich, you going to try and get out there? You might try and get out there, I think.
Yes, sir.
So make sure you guys go out there. It is dope stuff. Wanted Comics is set up, and I'm telling you guys, if there's two places you want to go digging this week in Ontario Comic Con Revolution, it is with Wanted Comics and Big Clutch. You will find killer books.
And Richie, did you sign up for that cosplay? Because that's you, right?
Yeah, I got a big bag of beef jerky. Shout out to Big Leg. And my pops is making me a PVC sword. No, I'm just kidding. I love cosplayers. I even tag them sometimes. No, just a few extra bucks I made. I let go of a few books to pay for my dog and had a little extra scratch. So I'm gonna see if I can, find some deals and make, flip them or whatever. See what happens.
Yeah.
Is this what Drew's selling these books for?
Yeah. So
$3 for a Hawkeye 1?
I told Big Clutch, I go, make sure you go through Drew's low price Drek, because it's not Drek, and you'll probably pull some killer stuff. And then Drew's like, yeah, Clutch has got a ton of dollar books that are not dollar books.
Hey, if Drew just wants to do like a Instagram live where he just flips through his boxes, I'll just buy him as he's flipping through the box. If he's selling them for if he's selling $25, $30 books for $3, I'll just keep buying.
There you go. So good stuff, man. Good stuff. Ontario Comic Con Revolution in Ontario, California. Make sure you guys stop by, say hello to them. Stop by, say hello to Big Leg's going to be there, but he's probably going to be digging through boxes. So don't bother him if he's digging through boxes. Just give him a quick throw up the deuces. All right, let's get into number 5 on the list this week. The talk was big about God Country last week, with news on a movie. Right, there's going to be a movie coming, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. And Donnie Cates, I think this was like his original thing that everybody went crazy for, right? And they're back in the stratosphere. What's going on with these?
Yeah, so this is, I don't know if this is a movie or if this is a show. It's on Netflix. It's going to be on Netflix, right?
I believe so, yeah.
And they named the showrunner, which is going to be the same guy as did Sweet Tooth.
Sweet Tooth, yeah.
Yeah, so
legendary, I think.
Yeah. So good showrunner. Obviously this jumped when the news was first announced, like 4 months ago, something like that.
Yeah.
And then it kind of died back down, but now it's, people are like, oh, okay, great. An aside book to get on this is, I think, the number, I don't know, 5, the one that's got the Spawn, that looks like Spawn.
Let's go take a look.
I can't remember which number it is. Those
there
right there. Yeah. Spawn Month books, the black or the color and the black and white, those sell really well too. They're selling for probably like $30 a piece or something.
Yeah, Zafino. Beautiful.
Yeah, so those are another good ones to get.
Great run of books right here. Great run of books.
But it was only a 6-issue miniseries, so I'm trying to figure out if it is a show, how on earth are they going to get an entire season, even one season, out of 6 books? Right? I mean, that seems really difficult.
Yeah, but depends on. I don't think they're going to do a season. I think it's just going to be a movie.
Is it just going to be a movie?
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong though. But,
You're sometimes you're way more in tune with this stuff than I am, for sure.
Yeah. Chloe's Comic Swag says, hopefully it's good. Yeah, I agree. The stuff on Netflix hasn't been very good lately, comic wise, right? Was that where Jupiter's Legacy, or was that Amazon? Was it Jupiter's Legacy Amazon?
That was not on. I don't think that was on Netflix.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm looking forward to it being good. I think this is one of the series that was really good that Donny Cates did, and I'm rooting for it. We'll see what happens. So, good stuff. What'd you say they were selling for?
These had dropped. 9/8 had dropped below 200. They're back up, 275 to 300 again. So,
not bad. All right, this next book on the list, it just keeps getting higher and higher, and the character hasn't even hit the screen yet. We've just seen glimpses of her. That's this beautiful Vengeance #1 cover A book. The variant's even crazier, but the regular cover is flying, and it's a beautiful, beautiful Del right?
It is Del. I'm still not one of the. I still feel like this book is just being sold between speculators. I don't think this is like a book that's like in the general public's, like, oh, I've got to have Vengeance #1. So those kind of books kind of scare me sometimes when it's just going back and forth between speculators.
Yeah, this is like that day before the con where all the dealers are going from table to table buying each other's books. That's what this book is.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, is there really? I mean,
here's what I'll say. I think that there is huge potential in America Chavez, but there is also very good potential for it to flop.
Yeah, or her just not be a A-list character.
Yeah.
I mean, so I think there's a lot of risk with this for sure. I mean, but 9/6s of this are selling for $650 to $700 now. And this book was like a dime a dozen. I mean, there were so many of these. I mean, I remember, I don't know, I was on a trip somewhere and I found like 6 of them at one time. This was years ago. And sold them all off for like $20 a piece or something. I was like, sweet, I got this for all cover price and got rid of them. But so there was a lot of these out there. I don't know. I don't necessarily think so. Hi, Nathan, but I mean, it's possible.
This has to be tied to the Legends, right? The Marvel Legends that just dropped, because the set dropped and shown. There's always an 8-figure set, and there's always 2 of them that don't belong in the movie, which is Sleepwalker, doesn't have the movie emblem on it, and then there's one other one. But the other ones, there's one of them that is America Chavez, and it actually says Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, the movie.
Yeah, well, we know she's going to be in there.
Well, yeah, so that foreign trailer for Doctor Strange 2.
Set?
Yeah. No, yeah, I don't know about a Lego set. I just saw the foreign, like the Japanese Doctor Strange 2 trailer, and there was a person walking with a jean jacket on and a big star on the back. So I'm assuming that was a legit trailer. It looked like it was, because I mean, it had Doctor Strange interacting with Scarlet Witch, and I don't remember ever seeing footage from that before.
There you go.
So
What's the build a figure?
That's Rentraw. That's the one that
Who's that?
has been speculated on. That's not. That's just a new legend. That's part of the set. It's not in the movie. It doesn't have the movie emblem on the bottom. It just says Marvel. That's the other one that people are buying the book that has just the normal. This is the Astral
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, we saw that
Wong.
in issue one.
Wong looks kind of weird.
Yeah. I love those things.
Baron Mordo. I do too, man. Wow, that looks awesome. Hopefully that's huge.
So
that's cool.
First appearance is in Doctor Strange 81, and his first cameo is in issue 80.
There you go. Well, I think we're getting closer. We got the trailer and these, Spider-Man stuff. So, yeah, it makes sense that we're gonna start heating up on these.
I'm reading all these characters saying all these Latino women are, this character is super popular with these Latino women. Are Latino women buying comic books? Are they spending $1,000, $2,000 on comic books? I mean, that's just seriously.
Very few.
I'm being 100%. I'm being 100% honest. I don't really see that. I don't see in under 18. Definitely no under 18 person has $2,000 to spend on this comic book.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, the only people who have $2,000 to spend on this are people like us, or I have no interest in this character whatsoever. I don't even know. I've never read one issue of her miniseries, which she said 2, right? And they both, and they don't have high sales. So, I mean,
where's Mama Comics when we need her?
Hey, I see Dennis said he sold 20 the month that came out to 20 at $20 a pop. Okay, $20. That's totally different than spending $700 on this book as in a 9.6. That's that's not even the same category. So, I don't know. I just think that there's a fine line of where speculators are all the ones that are buying this, and I feel like this book is 100% between speculators. It's not between collectors. It's not between people who care about the character. This is all speculators.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Blue Green says preteen girls who like Kate Bishop aren't buying Young Avengers either. These characters are the future, and speculators trade in the future. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I think this book is far too gone for a pump and dump. Like a pump and dump is, I think, a quick thing, get in, get out. This book has been on these, rising in value for years now. So
less than 25,000 ordered too, right?
Yeah, pump and dump is still a term that is way overused because pump and dump requires you to be giving false information. Giving information that's not true. There's no false information about this character. I just think that I just don't know if she's as popular to the general public that spends thousands of dollars on comic books, if she's going to resonate with those people.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. It could double in price by the time we get closer to Multiverse of Madness, depending on how much that character, like you said, that character could be in that movie for 2 minutes. We don't know yet, so it'll be interesting to see where it goes.
That movie is going to be crazy, though, right?
It is.
I mean, it's going to be insane. It's going to be insanity.
Yeah, where Marvel's going is insanity. It's amazing where they're going, and like I said, I heard from everybody that saw the new Spider-Man movie. They said it was amazing. They said it was one of the best Marvel movies that they've seen, and that is exciting. We aren't hearing that type of excitement with DC. So, on to number 3 this week, the best cover out of any book this week. Beautiful, gorgeous cover right here. Really cool book, Odin's Eye #1. Really cool idea. It's an old Viking tale. Very cool idea, and love the cover. Absolutely beautiful art, beautiful design. Love the skull. Just cool looking book. I know it's a bad idea book. I don't know how many people got this. I saw Dinesh saying that there was also something he talked about this book in a recent IG post. So I haven't read it yet, but it looks very interesting. What's going on in the secondary market with this?
Selling for 50 to 70. It's $10.
Wow.
I think it's a $9 or $10 cover price, so it's expensive, for sure. But yeah, this cover is really, really good. I mean, honestly, overall, I think Bad Idea came up with really good artists. They had good stories. The quality of their books were top notch. I mean, they did a great job. I mean, basically every store that I went into and saw the books, every copy looked like 9.8 copies. I mean, they just were super high quality. It just I don't know. I don't know what you. I mean, if you're spending $50 to $75 on this book, I mean, what are you hoping that it does? I mean,
Well, how
the
about this
company's
one?
folding, right? So
Yeah, yeah. Well, here's how about this one? This is weekly, so it'll be it's weekly all December, which is cool. Great looking story, great art, great cover. I think this is a win. I think, to me, this might be the win of Bad Idea for me personally.
yeah, I mean, Will asked whether will this book have a second print? No second prints, no additional printings. It is what it is. I I don't know. I mean, it seems like you're. I mean, if you're spending that much the week that it comes out, you know, you're expecting it to go up. I mean, why would you spend that much money now or today when you could wait 2 weeks and maybe get it for $25? I mean, you're expecting, if you're buying it at that price, you're thinking it's going to go up. I mean, but I mean, is it really going to go up? I mean, I can't see that it would go up. I mean, it's
It's got
whole
a
company's.
pretty cool storyline. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know if
Oh, and
Vikings are still
Really
popular
cool
or not.
storyline.
oh, I
Really
mean,
cool storyline.
hey,
You
and
know what
and
this is? This is a movie. Listen, I think one of the things that Bad Ideas' plan is to seed some really good IP,
Mhm.
to maybe turn into, not only comic books but something further. And this right here is a perfect way to roll into a series, a TV show,
Mhm.
something like that. It's a very cool idea. If the art's good, it entices more into the idea. I like it.
It's kind of like what do you call that? Norse mythology,
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
and
It is Norse mythology.
but it's like
It's her going to find Odin's eye.
right, and he's giving her these brutal images to make her do this. Like
Yep.
it's pretty.
Yeah, it's dark, and that's
Mhm.
what original Norse mythology is. Like, the reason for it is dark, and it's kind of got like a funny tinge to it. Like, Norse mythology was like really dark, but like dark humor, that type of stuff. So I'm all for this story. We'll see once it's finished what the whole story looks like. Then we'll I'm looking forward to maybe coming back to talk about this one once the whole story is done.
yeah, I just think in January you'll be able to pick this up for half what it's going for now. But that's my thought.
Good point.
Yep. On to number 2 this week. Ultimate Comics All New SpiderMan number 5. Yeah, I think we talked about this last week in the Almost 10, right, Richie?
Yeah.
Shout out to Batcave Comics. This book is going crazy. I mean, $182 I saw one, I think, sell for something like that. It's
That's
just
insane,
bonkers.
right?
It is beyond insane, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's just an origin of his suit, right? I mean, it's
No,
not.
it's a
Well,
little more.
I think the power of grading companies, whether it's PGX, and I think Richie, you said it. It's the
Mhm.
power of the slab.
Labels sell. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if it's PGX, CBCS, or CGC.
What's the label say?
It says Miles Morales becomes the all-new Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They're calling this the
that says that
Or
on
the
the
the Ultimate Spider-Man or something like that. We
that
showed
says
it.
that on
We have the image.
It says
Yeah.
it on PGX.
It says it
Mhm.
on PGX. Yeah.
Oh, well, I
My
mean,
a buddy I know, he sent it in there because CGC was up and they labeled it that way. I've read the story multiple times, so I could see all perspectives. There are multiple people that have different opinions, and I understand both sides. No doubt about it. Ultimate Fallout 4 is the Miles book. There's no doubt about it. First solo series, okay. We do see his suit on covers 1 through 5 or what have you, but for us purists, we care about stories and continuity and connections. And in this story, he is wearing a Halloween costume, and that's what he's wearing in Ultimate Fallout 4. I mean, and Spider-Woman calls him out. She's like, "Who are you? What are you wearing? You're not supposed to be wearing that suit. Like, it's somebody else's, basically." And she's like, "Is that a Halloween costume?" It is a Halloween costume. And then they end up, the story goes on, and then he follows her. They end up getting in a fight with Electro, and Fury's involved. He helps. Actually, they were being defeated by Electro. He steps in and whoops Electro's butt. And then the next part, he's in school with Genki, and I think they're just like talking about it. And then Jessica walks up, without her suit, obviously, and she's got a case in her hand. She's like, "This is from Fury." And, he's like, "Oh, I can't, blah, 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 whatever, so on and so forth." He opens it up. He's just in awe. He puts the suit on, and the last image of the book, well, before he puts the suit on, Genki says, "Do you know what this means?" And then the last image of the book, it says, "You're officially Spider-Man, or you're the officially all new Spider-Man." We have the image. Put it in there, but yeah, and it says it right there. So it's it's the name reveal, and it's the actual time he becomes Spider-Man of Earth 1610 officially.
So basically, it's an origin story, and people are starting to pay for the origin story on this character. This character has gotten Ultimate Fallout 4 has gotten so crazy.
yeah, but
that
wasn't his ultimate, wasn't number one of this his origin story?
It's an origin story of the suit, but it's also the first appearance of him as
official Spider-Man, yeah,
of the Spider-Man of the Ultimate Universe
yes.
of 1610.
So it's just a big key moment, and it's just like the first time Spider-Man Peter Parker puts on the symbiote, or first time, it's that type of stuff. It happens to every other character. Now this character has become so big that people are picking off these books as major moments and starting to pay for them.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
This book a month and a half ago was like $10 to $20, and things happen. We're all stuck in the house. Like I tell Brian all the time, we're on social media, and people post and reveal stuff, and people get excited. And all of a sudden, this book just started going up once they found out that happened. People have different opinions, and I understand. I agree, disagree. I have my own opinion. I think it's a really cool book. I don't think it's the book for Miles. I think Ultimate Fallout 4 is the book, but I think this is a really good one, and you could have got it really cheap, but now the train has left, and I think it's probably going to stay above $100. I don't think this thing's going to drop. Especially if CGC recognize it, because CGC is not what we all know is, they're great. We love them more than anything. But so we have difference of opinions of CGC, and they know that, and we respect that. But if they actually agreed to this, I guess you can say, analysis of what's happening, they should label it Miles Morales becomes Ultimate Spider-Man, or the Spider-Man of Earth 1610. So,
oh yeah, Looking forward to it, Uniform. Can't wait to see it. I know
saw it. It's really
is
good.
good.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing about this book that blew me away. I thought $50 for it was a good price. I didn't think it was going to go over 100. I definitely didn't think it was going to go over 150. Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's selling.
Crazy.
Yeah, be on the lookout for it. But it's not as crazy as the #1 book this week, which isn't even a book. It's just a newspaper. But it's a great idea. Marvel's done this a couple of times before. This is a something that they put out to hype the movie and a little extra thing, and people love collecting stuff like this. So what's going on with this, Ben?
Yeah, well, first of all, this is a major win for Liberty Mutual Insurance. Like for real. Like they couldn't have yeah, so anybody in New York who picked it up at the little newsstand that they were selling these at, I think the person that was selling them was letting people buy as many as they wanted. And so people were just picking them up. I don't think you can grade this, right? I mean, there's no grading a newspaper.
Is there, Brian?
I don't know if there's grading of newspaper, but there should be if there's not. There
I
might
know.
be. There might be, but there should be if there's not.
But I mean, they're all folded, so I mean, you would have to somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know how you would get rid of the fold.
Iron it out.
Yeah, I mean, but this thing's selling for 150 or more.
Wow.
It's incredible. I mean, I don't know how many. I've seen numbers out there saying that there's 3,000 of these. Okay, if there are, I mean, think of the store variants that have 3,000. I mean, they sell for like $20. I mean, they don't sell for 150, right? And this is just a newspaper, so
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird, right?
Patrick M says, I can't lie. I bought one of these for 125. Couldn't help myself and don't care if I
love
overpaid.
Patrick.
I think it's too damn cool to pass up. That's the type of reason, though, that you should buy something. If you think it's cool, and you like it, there's nothing wrong with buying it. You know?
Yeah,
So.
Comic or Drip Doggy said his came in flat. So
wow, nice.
Did you buy yours from on the secondary market? That's what I want to know. And presuming this newspaper is hard, right?
Oh yeah, I have a bunch of because my dad worked at the Forum, where the Lakers and Kings and a bunch of other concerts and stuff. He worked there for 40 years, so we were really in tune to LA Times, Orange County Edition, and Orange County Register. I have 801 for Gretzky. I have the King's First Cup. I mean, I have a bunch of horse racing stuff. I have a bunch of great moments. I have a lot of Kobe stuff. So yeah, we have a bunch of that stuff. So if you can grade them, let me know, because
I mean, this would be like magazine size, right? So you probably
Yes.
you'd have to pay the magazine price and wait, 12 months to get something back for magazine size. But the next Spider-Man movie will already be out by the time it comes back.
Yep. Yeah.
But it's cool.
Great.
I mean, I threw it. I there was so much buzz around this thing that I thought it had to be.
Oh yeah.
It had to be on the list. It had to be at the top just because of the buzz that's around it. But it's really cool. It's a cool idea. But yeah, Liberty Mutual definitely.
I see the crease right there in the middle of the paper. I mean, I don't know if anybody can press these. I would imagine it's our boy Red Hood Comics. I'm sure. I mean, he's a magician at pressing, so I'm sure he's got a way to get that stuff out. So hit him up if you find a grading company or you want it pressed out.
Yeah. I like this. Cyber Grinding says he's got the newspapers the day Tupac died in Vegas. That's crazy. LA the morning Kobe died, and
cool.
Nipsey. Yeah, those are crazy. Yeah, I remember always, back in the day, growing up, you used to see people would be throwing out, things that they had, and people would be showing like, old newspaper articles. And I remember always seeing the day Kennedy was shot. Everybody kept that newspaper, So newspapers have always been collectible.
And now nobody even knows what a newspaper is.
Yeah, that's kind of sad. That's a great point. That is a great point. I didn't even think about that. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure my daughter's never seen like the comic section of a newspaper.
Oh man, that was my.
They have no idea what the sports section. I mean, what's the point of having a sports section in a newspaper when you
Right.
get? I mean, everything's on your phone as it's
Yeah.
happening. You don't need to wait till the next day. But
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. Well, it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Comic Book Invest Hot 10 list. Remember, immediately following this, you guys can watch the Drunken Chat Son over on Mighty Mel V's channel. Also, make sure to give a sub, hit that like button.
Thank you.
Tomorrow night, you can see me and Richie and the rest of the crew over at Modern Comic Mayhem. Of course, Sunday night we'll have Market Report, and Monday will be the Flipside show. And I'll end the show by doing this. I've seen a couple people talk about it tonight. The Ovechkin has a couple days left, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So if you want to bid on a killer card, it is over at Golden Auction. I'll drop the link in the chat for anybody that wants to check it out. I had a lot of people hit me up and be like, "Oh, I can't. Where is it? I want to see it. I can't find it." Well, there's your chance, and let's hope that the next couple days. It's got 1 day and 21 hours left. So we will know by Sunday night. We'll see what happens. Cross your fingers.
Guys, this is a great investment. I'm just going to say this right now because I'm sorry. If I had the money, I would do it. If 10 of you guys wanted, 12 of you guys, Brian and I are hockey fans. We have come up with this, I guess you could say, equation. If he stays healthy the way he's playing, he's probably going to break Gretzky's record within the next year.
It's going to happen.
I mean,
he still stays
he's
healthy.
He's going to destroy it. He's going to destroy it.
Well,
he's going to pass Gordie Howe by the All-Star game next season if he stays healthy.
Well, thanks for everybody that reached out to me. Let's cross our fingers, see where it goes. And if you got any of the books on the list tonight, I say make some money off them. Flip those books for better books. And we'll see you guys next time. Adios.